What is up? What is up? I'm sorry about the delay. Internet problems, man. So if you don't believe me, then I don't care. But I had a dude waiting for me. My boy Raider Gabe. I gotta apologize to him real quick. So as soon as we get done, and then I'll hit the chat and see what's going on. What up, Raider
What's
Gabe?
cracking? What's cracking?
Man, 5 minutes before I'm ready to get this thing going, bro. You just no unsecured internet and all that.
Better late than never, no? Fuck it.
Yeah, 30 minutes, I was all excited. I was all excited, bro, and then bam, that's what happened.
That's how it happens, dog. It's happened to me before too, dog. Like literally, like right before, and I was about to get started one time, and then it said, "Oh, your computer needs to be updated." It fucking took me like 45 minutes to update the computer because they needed to update the Windows and all that shit. Like, oh, are you
Uh,
serious? Yes, I've
I
been
had,
through it. It's it.
I had everything set up, ready to go, and then everything just started spinning, bro. And then my TV, I have my TVs right here, and they started going on. I go, what the hell's going on? And then it said like reload, and then finally I just unhooked the motor, like you said, the rotor, and
Yeah,
it worked out. It
that's
takes
what
a while
happens
to
most of the
go
time. That's
to
what
little
happens most
test.
of the time. Like your if your internet kind of goes out, if you reset the router, it'll grab like a different channel because sometimes there's too many. Even though your neighbor has like different internet or whatever, there's certain channels for internet. So like
Mhm.
if everybody's on the same channel, it kind of like makes traffic like it builds up traffic, kind of like a like a fucking freeway kind of. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's even good like when you kind of like see like your internet's kind of running a little slow, even just like reset it and it'll catch a different channel than that, so that way you're not on the same channel everybody else is on.
That's the first time I got hot in a long time, bro.
Yeah.
But let me say what's up to the Holler Squad,
For sure,
and
for
then we'll see
sure.
what's going down. Dirty Low, my first dude. What's up, Robert Pena,
Let me grab something real quick.
Michael Guerrero. Yeah, Michael Guerrero. What's up, boy? Ani Six. What's going on? All eyes, my Fresno brother. Raider Gate has been telling me he was backstage 30 minutes ago. Dark, what's going on? Cool Kev, what's up, bro? Build over for the show. Yeah, I had to get ready real quick, bro. That's what it was. Yeah, you guys capping on me. Where he's at? Raider Pete, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for sticking with me. Cash Lord, what's up, man? Good to see you this morning, bro. We'll chop it up in a little bit. Robert Pena, what's up? Mr. Estrada, what's going on? Let's see what's yeah, pretty much caught up. Probably lost a couple of people, but
There we go.
I hope you get back in and enjoy the show me and Gabe are gonna about to get with you. We ended at a good note yesterday, Lo. But first off, if you dig what we're talking about, subscribe to Raider Outsiders. Hit the notification button to see what time I'm gonna come on. And I don't know, should I promise that it won't happen again or what? But I'll try for it not to happen again. And then like it
For real.
if you dig what we're talking about. But
Yeah, if not, just stay tuned, stay tuned. You know what I mean? He'll be
yeah,
on
stay
regardless.
tuned.
You know what I mean?
Things happen, so
Yeah, yeah.
better late than never, like you said. But we were having a good discussion yesterday before we got tired, and we were talking about the wide receivers, and
Oh yeah.
we wanted to put our GM cap on, bro, with the chat also. What's up, Omar? What's good?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Hey, did you hear about the news of with Josh Jacobs? Well, it's
yeah,
still rumors basically because he did also put on his he also put on his Twitter, oh, when did I say that? And then he deleted it right away. But it's just a big fucking big old thing that. But like, yeah, supposedly there's reports of him, him reporting by week 1. But then there's also that deleted tweet now. But he did have it on there for a little bit when that news came out, like saying, when did I say that? And then he deleted it right away. So, but we'll see. We'll see what comes of that.
Yeah,
Playing with
I'm not.
emotions and shit.
He's a big uh
Social media
troll,
type
bro.
guy,
So,
Twitter guy, yeah, like especially on Twitter.
oh snap,
He'll
man. All right,
unfollow,
man.
he'll unfollow, then follow the Raiders, and then he'll
Mhm.
take everything off of it's
People
he's
make
a
a
fool,
big
man.
deal about that.
Yeah,
He's like he does so much shit on the internet that
for real.
he's like a little kid, bro. So it's get serious now. It's get serious now, Josh. Get your ass up in camp and let's see what's going on with you. Or I would hate for him to be an ex-Raider, bro. But he's not going to go anywhere this year. And then
Yep.
if it gets pretty bad, I just feel through coaching game that you need to be there, bro. You need to get beat up a little bit, and you know it just seems like a bunch of rumors. I don't know who to believe anymore because one guy saying this, another guy, and then you hear Saquon's ready to get traded. Did you see that? That that
Um, uh,
that the Colts
Jonathan
want to
Taylor,
trade.
Taylor.
Oh yeah, Jonathan Taylor wants to get
Yeah,
traded.
they
And
they gave him permission to go seek a trade.
well, he couldn't get another deal with anybody anyways because he had the tag. So
I
they would
think
have to.
the Colts know though. I think the Colts know like the monies he's asking for, and you know what I mean. That's why they're like, go ahead, buddy,
Go ahead. Kind
go
of like
seek a
that
trade.
Lamar Jackson shit. Like that,
They're
like
like, go
Lamar
seek a
Jackson
trade,
did.
see
Yeah.
what you get. You know what I mean? See what you get. Just go seek a trade and see
Mhm.
what they give you. And I'm pretty sure the Colts wouldn't mind getting somebody for him anyway. You know what I mean? It's just like, but I think at this point they kind of know. All I think most of the owners know because I think because that was my thing since the beginning. That like this off season was so crazy that like there was no way in hell that you could tell me otherwise that these owners are not in on it together to drive that market way down for the running backs. You know what I mean? It's there's a
Mhm.
they're like kind of almost like in cahoots. They're like bringing it back down. So that's why I think. Oh, this motherfucker! Ah,
Whatever.
damn. This fool was fucking hauling ass down the street. But nah, but I just think that it's at the beginning, you know what I mean? I just think it was oh hold on. Yeah, I'll go right now. I'll go inside. But it's just I just think it's been like that, bro. Like the owners always knew like that they needed to bring this market down because I think running backs were getting up to they were bringing up the market too when stats and other things say different wise where most of the time like you could get a good running back third fourth round and shit like that and still produce. But I just think that
Exactly.
the owners were all always in on this shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, but I think that's why they know. That's why the organization, the coach told him, go out and seek a trade, see what you can get.
What if we did that with Josh?
And then I think I don't I think that we've done it without it like even saying it though because like there could have been teams that offered it. You know what I mean? It was out there. You know what I mean? Where teams could have offered. If they really wanted to, they could have offered him what he wanted to, and just and have the Raiders either match him or not match him. You know what I mean? So I think that's why I think the Jonathan Taylor's a little bit different because he was under contract still. So like they're allowing him to go seek a trade, but the Raiders kind of didn't even need to say that to go seek a trade because it was out there. You know what I mean? If a team really wanted to, they could have went out and gave, two first rounders and the money. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I
Well,
think the Raiders would have
that's
gladly
right.
taken it. The
That's
glad
right. He did.
the Raiders would have gladly taken it.
He
You know what I mean?
he went for the 11 million, and he did. The tag got wiped out, huh? Because he didn't sign the tag. He got 11. He got 11 million, right?
Yeah.
I believe so. It was different than the number. It was more than the number, like 900,000 more than what the tag was
Uh huh.
for Jonathan Taylor. So he didn't sign the tag. He signed a contract. So
Yeah.
he can go for a trade then and get more money. So
He
because
can. But
once
that's
you
what I'm
sign
saying.
that,
Like
yeah,
he
yeah,
can. He can, and he could do it for less than what they were even asking. What the Raiders were asking for. Not what the Raiders were asking for. What the franchise, kind of demanded, basically. You know what I mean? But at that, that was the thing was, if a team wanted him, when the Raiders placed that tag on him, if a team really wanted him, they could have, offered 2 first rounders and and gave him his money. And I'm pretty sure the Raiders would have, gladly taken that deal. But I just think if there was ever a time they would have done it, they would have done it already. And I just think that the Raiders aren't like, even if they do say go out and seek a trade, it's just not gonna be like, it's gonna be for nothing, because I think unless the Raiders are willing to take less too.
I think Ziegler would take 2 number 1 picks for Josh Jacobs.
No,
Even one.
oh yeah, I'm sure he'll take 2 first rounders. I'm just saying, like, I think that in order for him to actually like be even like to even consider, like, another team consider trading for him, the Raiders would have to lower like that type of like asking price. You know what I mean? Like, it was
Yeah,
kind of, required because of the franchise. The 2 first rounders, but the Raiders, if the Raiders were to go out and trade him, they would have to ask for way less in return, because that's the one main reason I think no team went out and gave us a serious offer for him. You know what I mean? That's one reason why a team didn't even second guess it, to be like, oh, let's see if we can entice them with the 2 first rounders. You know what I mean? But no team even.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I'm pretty sure that he'll get enticed with 2 first round picks. I go, hey,
Yeah,
you
Ziegler
get
will.
somebody, you get somebody that has 2 first round picks, and that's sorry, that's gonna be a high pick, and that's gonna be not have a good season. So you're gonna get 2 high draft picks. But I don't know. He's gonna have to pay those guys money if they're successful. I don't know if he looks that far back, but if all in all happens, look at what Ezekiel, what he's done in his career,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and you could say that Ezekiel's a Hall of Famer or not or whatever, but he's an All Pro several times and for
I mean,
Dallas.
he rushed for 1,900 yards. No fucking
Yeah,
shit, dog. Like,
he catches the ball and what he get 6 mil and what's his name
Dalvin
book
Cook got 8.
8. So if you see the market, and Miles Sanders got like a $6 million deal, and then
I think the one
the
reason
cat.
though, like the only reason I think they are willing to take that little bit, because I think if there was in their first like deal around too, I think they would be fighting more too. But I think because they've already seen some extra money, they're willing to
Mhm.
take the 6. They're willing to take the 8. You know what I mean? Those type of running backs are willing to take. But like, I just think that's why Jacobs is fighting so hard for it. You know what I mean? Because he wants to see that at least one good thing. But then again, too, like, he could gamble on himself again and make himself a lot more money, man. Like, I think next year the Raiders will be more than equipped to give him, the contract that, like, I think closer to what he's asking for. And I think the Raiders are kind of like, without asking, are kind of like, without even like saying it, they're kind of asking, hey, by placing that tag on him, like, just wait one more year and like, we can get you paid, but it is a big risk. But I understand both sides. It's just that at
He
this
doesn't want to.
point, bro, like, at this point, the Raiders have the all the leverage pretty much. You know what I mean? Because is he really gonna sit out for 10 million? Is he really gonna sit out and not get nothing? You know what I mean? Because the Raiders look like they're willing to move on. You know what I mean? The Raiders are looking ready to. Oh, I mean, they have no other choice because he hasn't showed up. But like, they're they have the next guy up, and like that's a football team, man. There's 53 guys, so there's like,
Yeah.
yeah, they'll miss him, but they're not gonna miss him to the extent that he thinks. You know what I mean? So it's like he has to like
Well,
I don't know,
it's not
man.
gonna be as it's not
They
gonna
have
be as like
they have all the
go
leverage
ahead,
right
bro.
now. The Raiders have
It's
all the
not gonna
leverage. That's
be
all.
it's not gonna be like a Emmitt Smith type thing. You remember back then when Emmitt Smith held out his contract and uh they lost like two in a row, and then Michael Irvin was in Jerry Jones's ear saying, "You need to sign this motherfucker." You know what I mean, like that. And then they won the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
So if that happens, then I wonder how crazy the fucking fan base is gonna be if that happens. Is it expected without JJ, or if we get JJ and we don't have a successful season? Because he can't say that there's talent around him anymore. I'm tired of hearing that shit. I'm tired of hearing that, bro. That there's no. He wanted to see that there was talent around him, and did we did we put things in place? I mean, he's watching them on TV, so he has to be seeing that the quarterback play, the defense is better. So what else can you put around him? You know that can make him say besides money. Besides the
I
money.
was gonna say
You know,
dollar signs.
yeah,
Dollar-
but it's been known that he said that. Well, I'm gonna see what you guys put around me. You know what I mean? Then I think it's pretty damn good what's around him right now. Young, good, damn
oh
good
yeah.
football players, and
Oh
and
yeah.
he's young. He's 25 years old, bro. And
I think he
you
knows
can't
it.
get
He said it enough. I think he said it a lot of times where he wants to be a Raider is just. I think he's looking for that, and that's what I've been saying, dog. It's negotiation, dog. Like this is the type of shit you have to do to maybe even eventually get your money. You know what I mean? Because if you don't fight like this, the organizations. I mean, I'm sorry to say, it, like I love the Raiders and everything, but this is going for like every single organization. Like the organization is always going to look out for themselves, regardless. You know what I mean? So, um, and it's that's why, like, I understand, like, Jacobs, fighting to the end and all this shit is, but at the end, I think he's gonna be a Raider, bro. It's just negotiation tactics, like because I think he knows in the back of his head he really doesn't have like too much leverage, and there ain't really that many teams that are gonna give up what he wants plus the compensation, right? So I think he knows he's gonna play for the Raiders this year, but he also has to drive a hard bargain and just be like, like kind of with those negotiation 101 type shit. So that way when they come to the table next year, they already know he's tough with negotiation. So like maybe it's an easier go round next year. You know what I mean? To like where he don't have to make such a fuss about it. They just if he balls out, they just give him that contract, which they don't really even have to because they can, technically, even franchise him again.
yeah. Look at Cool Kev. Finally, Cool Kev has a good take. Look at it. You know, Cool Kev. That's real. I didn't know you thought like that, bro. To be honest with you, that's the less driest thing that
that
you've ever said on
had a
TV,
little
bro.
moisture to it. That had a little moisture
Yeah, they
to
had
it.
a little got a little drip of water in there, bro. A little bit of moisture in there. And I believe the same thing. I agree with Kukev because they would have lost all the leverage if they would have got that 50-year option, and then he would have been able to say, "Well, I got 1,600 yards, so pay me for." You know what I mean? Instead of just
Yeah.
locking them down with the tag. So good point, Kukev. I'm very impressed by it.
No, that is true because if they would have signed him to this 50-year option right now, you know what I mean? He could have been like, kind of like, making a fuss about it because he would have been kind of guaranteed money. You know what I mean? Because it's a 50-year option. You know what I mean? And like, he could have done a big old deal about it to where, a lot of players just don't. It looks like they just have less drive that type of in those type of years where it's just 50-year option, but they're unhappy. You know what I mean? They'll go out to camp, but they'll just like, kind of be like a days ago out there, and it just looks like it. So it's like It could have hurt that. It could have hurt them, and I think Ziegler's smart enough to know that, dog. And I think it's gonna work itself out in the end. In the end, all of this shit, I think is gonna we're gonna look behind us and we're gonna say, it worked itself out. He played because I think he's good enough to where he's
Yeah.
gonna ball out again this year anyway when he shows up, and he's gonna earn himself that money regardless. One way or another, he's gonna earn himself that money, and I just think that so I think everything's gonna end up playing itself out.
And so you think he's worth that money off the season he did now 1 year?
No, not yet, because that's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying I trust in that he's gonna ball out again. So
Yeah.
that's what's gonna enable him for him to get that bag. You know what I mean? Because then the Raiders are gonna be like, okay, 4 out of his fucking 5 seasons, he has 1,000 yards, and then if he balls out again like this, you know what I mean, and he's the leading rusher again, 2 years All Pro. You know what I mean? So
He
then they
deserves
could
that
look
money.
at it hard. Then they could look at the contract hard and be like, you know what, you do deserve it. Let's. And I think he's willing to compromise because he has said it. He don't want to break the fucking. He don't want to be the highest paid running back. But I think he could get somewhere if he balls out like next year. He could get somewhere around 15. You know what I mean? Because the money's going up again next year. Our the salary cap's going up again next year, and we're gonna have a lot more money available next year. You know what I mean? So it's more easier to make a deal like that. You know what I mean?
But what if you have the way we're looking at Zamir now, we're comparing him to Jacobs, and he's not compared to Jacob. He's a totally different runner in my eyes.
Yeah,
But what
for
if
sure.
Zamir balls out? What if Jacob, if Jacob hits this full blown, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, do this or whatever.
Oh,
I'm gonna.
then
He's not
Jacob
really
could
holding out.
lose a lot of
He's not
money.
holding out. He's just not
Then he
employed by
could
the
lose
Raiders.
himself a lot of money because, and then
Yeah,
if he starts losing carries to Zamir because he came into
that's
camp
bad.
late and he starts getting nicked up. You know what I mean? Because that's what sometimes that happens, though. Because when guys come in late, they try to ramp things up too fast because they try to get in football shape like a little bit too fast. Because I'm pretty sure he's in shape, but
Yeah,
football shape, is a difference. You know what I mean? And everybody says that shit. You know what I mean? Everybody who has played the game, you know what I mean? You see them in interviews. There's shape and then there's football shape. And there's nothing like being out there getting hit, getting, like, moved around and shit like that. You know what I mean? Hitting up against other fucking, big motherfuckers and shit like that. Pause. But it's just if that's what happens sometimes when you try to ramp things up too fast in a week or two, and and then he starts getting nicked up, right? So and then if Zamir starts taking carries from him and he starts balling out, then that could really hurt his money next year.
I think Zamir deserves it already. I think Zamir deserves. Well, he deserves more than 17 carries. He's done it in preseason. He's got more than what he had last season, just in preseason. He had 17 carries the whole season last year. He's got more than that in preseason. So
Yeah,
if
I'm pretty
Jacob
sure.
does come back, he's not gonna be. I'll be amazed if he comes back ready to go against the
Week one,
Chargers. I mean, against Denver,
Broncos
full
against the
blast,
Broncos, and then,
1,000
and
yards.
then against the Broncos and Mile High,
Yeah,
where you
that's
get
tough to
tired
win no
faster.
matter what. Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
he
I
ain't
think
taking a vacation
either way,
in Denver.
so that's what I'm saying. Either way, no matter what, week one, regardless if it's true that JJ's gonna be here week one and all that shit, we're gonna by how late JJ is, we're gonna see a lot of fucking of Zamir on in week one.
And I'll be honest with you, man. I hope that Zamir makes him regret doing this. It really, inside me, the coach tells me, "All right, you want to be like that, then next dude up." You know what I mean? But my love for my team tells me if Jacob gets in there, throw his ass out there and see what he can do. Because that's the fan in me. I want to see the best players out there win. But
All eyes does have
the
a point
coach
right
in me,
there. All Eyes has a point right there, though, bro, because like he did have 1,600 yards last year, and it really was like if he got a super slow start, you know what I mean? It really was like his
Yeah,
first 3 games were like preseason, you know what I mean? Because he didn't really touch the
they didn't use him.
ball. Yeah, they didn't really use him, you know what I mean? So it's like he has shown that he could even do it in like when they use him, less in this in the beginning, you know what I mean? So, but I still think
Yeah, I think
it's different because
he
the
wanted
way
to
how a
throw the
lady
ball.
is, just because our lady is
You-
coming into camp, you know what I mean? Because it is gonna be a little different.
CG Ruthless, what's up, man? Thanks for coming on the show, bro. I
Remember last
appreciate
year he
that.
was playing since he started off slow, but he was playing since the Hall of Fame game.
Yep.
He was getting carries since the Hall of Fame game and shit. You know what I mean? So
And
it's
I
like,
think
so he was in shape,
that
shape.
benefited him, bro. That
Yeah, so he
benefited
was
him,
in
I think.
shape, shape.
So he knew what was up. It was just a Hall of Fame game. I don't know if he played any other games, but that Hall of Fame game he was ready to go. You just gotta get beat up, man. You gotta get calloused up, and I'm into
Yeah,
that.
your body got to get used to that shit, taking those hits again, dog, because it already recuperated for a couple months of not getting hit. Of course, exercising and doing all that shit, but getting hit is a different ball game, dog. Because if you've ever heard like that science in sports and all that shit, like football, every play, dog, it's like being in a car crash. You know what I mean? So you got to
Yeah.
get your body kind of accustomed to that shit. Like so, it's like
And the
it's
way and
violent,
the way
especially
he
at the running
gives
back,
punishment,
especially
and
at
the way
running
he
back. Yep.
gives the way he gives punishment, he has to get his shoulders ready. You got to get your thighs beat up a little bit. Get your feet flexible. Your rib
Like
cage gonna get hit. All that shit, man. People
like I
punching
don't
the
I don't
ball off your arms.
I don't mind, him like, missing training camp and all of that shit. Like if he comes in ready to go, but like, you know, a lot of shit, a lot of history will say, that, you come in late to camp sometimes, you're gonna get a slow start for one sometimes, and then most likely, and then that's when you're most at risk for injuries. You know what I mean? So it's like when you're coming in a little late and trying to get things in order pretty quick. You know what I mean? But like Raider Pete says, like it's kind of like the holdouts payback for them playing him in the Hall of Fame game last year. But like I get you there. You know what I mean? And he could probably be a little bit still feeling a certain way or whatever about it. You know what I mean? But like it sometimes it's to his benefit just to even be in camp. You know what I mean? Just to be in the room, even if he's and be like, fuck that, I ain't playing fucking preseason.
He could have said no, and but
Yeah,
it goes both ways. It goes both ways, Gabe, because I heard that he wanted to go in there. There's been several people that said he wanted to play that game. He wanted to see
in the
what
Hall of
was
Fame
up.
game.
Yeah, but we hear that's payback. For this and that. What is he doing in there? And he balled it out for a couple. We got a couple of good runs. I remember that game because I said, "What the hell is he doing playing in that game?" And then
Yeah, yeah. No, and I'm
you
just
know,
saying, like, the only thing I mean is like, I mean, when the organization does it to the player, you know what I mean? Yeah, the organization can do it, you know what I mean? But like they say that okay, like they played him in the Hall of Fame game, and yeah, he could be mad at the organization or whatever the coaches, you know what I mean? But
mm,
and like it kind of benefited him, you know what I mean? Because he got ready, more quicker. He didn't suffer an injury. If it would have been suffering an injury, it would have been a different story. But he didn't, you know what I mean? And he came out clean, and then I think it benefited him, for the rest of the season. But the only reason why I like I would be against, like thinking like that, you know what I mean, with the preseason holdback and trying to like pay them back because like the coaches are gonna coach regardless, you know what I mean? Like
no matter who's out
it's
there.
it's when you gotta be on the field, the person that when you're not on the field, the person it's only really hurting is you. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So like that's
Mm-hmm.
like that's the only difference there. You know what I mean? Like the like
Good point.
because you're the one that's gonna be maybe a little bit behind the 8 ball with the offensive line with Jimmy G, getting some chemistry with Jimmy G and shit like that, and O'Connell and shit like that. So that's the only thing I think. If anything, it hurts more the player than the organization. But I do get it. You know what I mean? Some players do feel a certain way when shit like that happens. But I just look at it in that point of view. Like the really only person it's hurting is him in the end because
Yeah.
like because it might it might hinder his ability early. You know what I mean? It might fucking put a hint.
I think I want to know where Raider Pete getting all this info at. That's lifting. He's doing this. I'm pretty sure he's doing that, but we got to look. We got to look at the games that Jacobs will be ready for. We got what Denver, Buffalo, Pittsburgh,
Buffalo,
and then L.A.
San
Right?
Diego. Oh, San Diego.
Oh yeah, San Diego. I still call them that too, bro. So
Fucking,
that's four AFC games that we're gonna need for a playoff situation. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And you know what's crazy though? Because
he
after that though,
is he
like
gonna
say
be
we come
ready?
out,
Especially against
say in those four
Buffalo, man.
games, I say in those the first three games. I think in the first three games, if we can go 2-1, dog, I think our season's gonna be set, bro. Because then you go home, right, for Pittsburgh. And I
Mhm.
think that's a very winnable game, at home. Of course, you're gonna have that, and then you come to another home game in LA because that's gonna be a home game. You know what I mean in LA against the Chargers, and then you got two back-to-back home games again in Vegas
Yeah,
against Green Bay and I forgot who else after, but like so basically almost 4 weeks in a row where you're almost gonna be playing home games. You only got to travel to LA for one week of those, and that's gonna be almost played like a home game.
I want to start out from the jump, bro, kicking ass. You know
Oh,
what
for
I
sure,
mean?
for sure.
That Buffalo game. I think that it's gonna be it's gonna be a physical game. I think we're more physical than they are, but they are at home and they got a real crazy fan base. And you know, if we have Jacobs without all this bullshit, I would feel better that we would win that game decisively. Even they got yes they got a receiver and they don't have a really good running game, but we would have the running back and the receivers, with the plethora of receivers.
I think he'll be
And
here
I'm
though.
just
No, I
count.
think I think it is true though.
We,
He is
we
gonna
could
be here
get
one
them.
week
We
one.
could get them. They might have the upper hand at quarterback play, but that dude runs around like he's back in high school, and that ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work in the pros, bro. He's a big kid, but he can only take so much. At a Pittsburgh game, I think we could get that one, and then we go down to L.A. and then I think we could get that one. So we
Those are
smash
always
four and
good
zero,
games.
bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna be the talk of the fucking town. We're gonna be, you know what I mean? Then
Even if we're three and
finally,
one, dog, even if we're 3-1, that
with three and
that
one, I'm
fucking
cool
with
with that.
those. Even if we're 3-1 with or fuck, I would even go as far as saying even if we're 2-2, dog, because most people have us fucking. Some people have us going 0-4 those fucking games.
On four, yeah.
So it's
Even
like
Raider,
if we go,
even
you know what I mean.
Raider content
So that's what
creators
I'm
are
saying.
saying we're
Like
going on four.
if you go 3-1, 2-2, you got the rest of the season, and you got and I think the first four games is what makes your season so hard, and I think after that is where like nothing lets up, but I think you if you can get momentum and go 3-1 or 2-2, I think you could get some real momentum in here, and guys thinking and believing to where last year it was a difference, dog. It was we started off 1-3, so people started fucking just falling off the wayside. You know what I mean? Just falling off the wayside one week after another. Throwing people under the bus and shit like that. So I think if you can do that, 3-1, 2-2. After that, dog, you got Green Bay, who's gonna be with the basically a first year quarterback, a first year starting quarterback, and I think then you got Chicago. So these are all teams that you can go on a run on. So I think,
Chicago's
bro, I
gonna
just
be
think that
tough.
it's set up. Like
They're
if you
gonna
can
be
if you can weather the storm early, the first four games, which I think we're gonna get game one because we own the Broncos. So and then it's just the games that's iffy is I think in Buffalo because it's in Buffalo. But I think then we could get Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? And then the Chargers always play us tough, but I still think we could get that one. But that one will be a tough game too. But that's what I'm saying. I think we could go 3-1, 2-2 for sure.
Yeah,
First four
me
games.
too. I think we won't be in the negative part of it. I don't think we'll be one in something. I think we'll get Pittsburgh. I think we'll get Denver. And Buffalo's iffy, but I just have this feeling of that game that we're gonna come up on top. We're going to make
Yes,
something
if we
happen.
could come out 4-0, then for like
That'd
you
be
said,
great,
we'll be
man.
the talk of the fucking town, bro. People will start fucking jumping on the
And you
bandwagon
know
like
what, man?
crazy,
I,
bro.
bro, I don't know if I was half asleep this morning when I got up to go to work, but Super Bowl intentions. The 5 teams. I think it was on that. It was on NFL Network. I don't think it was. I don't think it was. The morning football. That show's too comedy for me. I don't like really that much. Raider Ben, thank you for showing up, my bro.
What's up,
Ben,
man?
the Bentha. Check them out on Sunday. Check them out. We play Saturday, don't we? Or Sunday. Check him out on play by play. He hates the Dallas Cowboys, so he's gonna be talking all his shit on all you whack ass
Yeah,
Cowboy fans. So get with him. But I see Denver a Super Bowl contender. They had top 5 Super Bowl contenders, and Denver was up there,
crazy,
bro. And the Saints
crazy.
were up there. And the Saints. I was like, am I half asleep? Am I doing this shit right? Buddy that's seen that this morning, please
Denver,
tell me that's
wow.
true. That if I was it? I have boogers in my eyes or something. I don't know what was up,
That's crazy though.
but
But having Denver up there is crazy to me, bro.
just because the coach, that's
That's
I
been
think
out.
that these guys
Who the
are
last
this
time
and
he was
that is
coaching
close.
didn't make the playoffs. The last time he was coaching didn't make the playoffs, and then he sat out a year, and now he's going to a quarterback who's not Drew Brees. He's already, he showed that last year. You know what I mean? Drew Brees never has ever had a year like that. Not even in his fucking last year where he was struggling. You know what I mean? And that was his last year where he
Drew
struggled. You
Brees
know what
was
I mean?
dope.
So it's like, so I just
That,
think,
that,
Russell Wilson's not the same quarterback. You know what I mean? Uh, Sean Payton is not all what's set up to be as a coach. You know what I mean? Because I think he got the benefit of the doubt in the year that they did win the fucking Super Bowl because of all that Katrina shit and all that shit. It was a big old fucking conspiracy coincidence shit to me. So like, I don't know, bro. I don't see that fucking. I don't see it with them. Jerry
was it
Judy's
a
always hurt.
was it a
Jerry Judy's always
conspiracy?
hurt. Oh, I mean, I'm just saying, like now when you look back at it, it's just like, damn, dog. Like they won it the year that fucking Katrina, all that shit. I was just like,
And what they, you know
and
what they say about the Patriots too is after 9/11 they won a Super Bowl and the other Patriots
exactly,
and all the nation was together. Is
yeah,
that
it
a
was just it's a
conspiracy
crazy
too?
ass shit. But it's just
Isn't
like,
that weird that shit like that happens and the right name does it? You know what I mean? There gotta be a flood out in Las Vegas or something, and then maybe we can win the Super Bowl or something like that. Hillary didn't go by Las Vegas, huh?
bro, if it would have happened, yeah, no, it did. Fucking Vegas got fucking hit hard.
Yeah,
Vegas got
I didn't
hit
hear
with a
Lil
lot of
talking
rain.
about it.
Hell yeah, Vegas got hit with a lot of rain. Hey, that shit was crazy. Remember we were talking last night? I was like, oh, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening over here. I walk
Mhm.
out to my front yard at like at fucking 6, 7 in the morning, and there was half of the fucking tree was on the ground.
Damn.
And I was
My
like, what the
brother,
fuck? This shit happened overnight or what?
yeah, my brother, he works for the city over here, and he said there was a lot of trees, and I don't remember seeing. It was windy. It was kind of chilly. It was kind
I
of
fell
chilly.
asleep, dog, because I didn't
Beautiful.
fucking when I fell asleep, I seen nothing. It was a little windy, little bit of rain, but everything was clear in the front yard. But I have a fucking good thing. I have a big ass fucking like a big old carport because
Yeah.
that shit when that shit hit the fucking carport, my girl said that she heard it. She woke up and went to go out and like seen through the window, and like all the neighbors got up and checked. I was fucking dead asleep. I must have been fucking I out, dog, because I didn't hear that shit. And like the,
Yeah.
the neighbors were all out and like, what the fuck was that? And like the half of the fucking big old fucking branches were on the fucking ground, dog. Like,
Damn.
and
Those are
that's what
strong
made the noise.
winds,
It hit the
man.
carport. It hit the carport
Mm.
because the top of the carports are like aluminum. So
Yeah.
hit the carport. Boom! And I made a bit
What
loud ass
is that
noise. I
shit?
didn't hear.
Rated Resistance, what's up, man? Thanks for coming on.
That's
Joe Ali,
that's
what's up?
that's Prez.
Oh, Rated Resistance, that's Prezi. Prezi showed
Yeah.
up to mine. Oh man, what a pleasure to have Prezi over. Jack Kenna, what's up? Jack
Jack
Kenna, what's
Kenna.
up?
How about them Giants, Jack Kenna?
Circus Raider, what's up? But yeah, he's blasted on here right now.
What?
Now,
Fuck.
me and you were having a discussion last night, and I was going to bring it up earlier. We
What
were
happened?
talking about the wide
Oh, the
receivers,
receivers?
and we were talking about the linebackers, and we were, you know, debating on how many. Usually in the NFL, we have six. We keep six receivers. So I did some digging, and in the players that we said, that we got to decide basically one uh, spot for three players. And then we have the main three. We have Devontae, Jacoby Myers, and Renfro. And then their backups, we had what do we have? Carter,
Behind
Trey.
DA is Dorsett. Behind on the this is on the depth chart. Behind DA
Mhm.
is Dorsett. Behind Jacoby Myers is who was it? Behind Jacoby Myers, I think was Trey Turner, and then they
Mhm.
had Renfro as slot wide receiver one, and then behind him they had DeAndre Carter. So those were the six. Those are the six that are like the ranked ones and twos of their positions, I
So,
guess. Slot and wide receiver one and wide receiver two.
well, what they have Carter behind Renfro
Yeah, they had Carter behind Renfro. But we
and
were
Trey
talking about
behind.
we were talking about maybe just designating him as a kickoff returner and using that spot for him,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
that way you don't have to use a receiver slot,
Mhm.
on the roster. You know what I mean? You use it, but you can still use him as a receiver because, of course, if you have him on the team, you have him as a receiver. But he's he's in there as a basically as a
Yeah.
kick returner.
Yes, he's very good at that. I think he had a he got that special teams locked down. So um, as I look at the roster and then what they have there is that Chris Lacey. He's pretty much gonna be a practice squad guy because he's just. And then they have Isaiah Zuber. I've seen him a couple of times, but you can pretty much kick them
That's
out. But we got
another
we got
practice
nine
squad guy.
guys. We got 9 guys, and the three we were talking about were the three that were basically going for this spot, and they're listed as the third backups as Keisha Cole, Christian
Yeah,
Wilkerson, and
Cam
Cam
Sims.
Sims. Now, I like all three of those guys,
I
or
do, I
besides
do.
Sims might be, but
They've all
Wilkerson's playing.
produced some in these two
Yes.
games. They've produced some. Like each one has caught a touchdown, at least a touchdown. Keelan Cole's caught a touchdown in the first game.
Mhm.
Cam Sims and Wilkerson both had a touchdown in this last game. So it's like, damn, like fucking, and they both been producing a little bit. So who like I think this game is gonna be the game that kind of maybe gets that last maybe wide receiver spot.
Mhm.
If they do end up going with six, maybe seven because of the the kick return spot, using one as a kick return spot. So like I fuck man, like Cash Road does have a point there though because Wilkerson, I do like him. He did catch a touchdown. That was a nice touchdown, with the toe drag and
Mhm.
everything. But he did have a
I
couple
like that.
drops. Trey Turner's had a couple drops though too. You know what I mean? But I think that they used too high of a draft pick to even consider him
Yeah, I don't think
Consider
he's
him,
going to.
not being on the team. I don't think he's on the verge of not making the team, but I think it's more emphasized when guys like that drop a ball. You know what I mean? Because Wilkerson's already like on the edge. You know what I mean? So like things like that hurt big time. You know what I mean? So I think he has to show out for sure in this
And
game.
I think well,
If
I
he,
see Wilkerson in there more than all of them. You know, so
yeah,
they're
I
taking
do. I
they're
think
taking a
they're
real good
taking a
look
big
at
look
him.
at him. Cole has made some pretty cool catches. He hasn't dropped any. I haven't seen
Yeah,
Keelan drop any really. You know, what I mean, he has caught some ball. What's his name had a great touchdown that they fucking didn't call a touchdown at first, and he actually did get his both feet down. Cam Sims, that was a nice touchdown. You know what I mean? So,
he's
but
a
I
kid
think it
too.
all
That's
comes
a
down to this game.
6'5" guy. Huh?
Yeah, he's a big
I
fucking
think
guy.
those
Too, man.
three will start. They might mix in Trey Tucker a little bit. You know, just to get he needs to start concentrating and catching the ball because that's what I think his issue is. It's him, you know, bringing it in like we talked about last night. Him bringing, just going the progressions of catching footballs and get on the jug machine
Uh-huh.
and not let that shit go. And then I see a lot. I see a lot in him. He's gonna be pretty good for us. Really good for us in the long run. Maybe next year or the year after that. But who would you keep, Gabe? If you had to make the
I
decision right now
think
to
if I had to make a
drop
decision
down to 53.
between
Mm.
them three, I would just go like strictly literally because I think they're all kind of even in like skill wise and all that shit. But I think just strictly on size, I would go with Cam Sims.
He's a bigger guy.
Yeah. Just because maybe you could use them, maybe like at like a you could kind of maybe line them up at tight end if you on a crazy play where you want to line up here like speed guys or something like that. He's that big, you know what I mean? But I would just probably him. I probably would keep him.
So you got no love for Keisha, huh?
I no, I do like Keelan, bro. Like, but that's what I'm saying because they're all kind of, they've been kind of, even to me. You know what I mean? Like Wilkerson maybe will be like the third one out of them three just because of the production wise. I think Keelan Cole's first, and then I would go because of the last game maybe Cam Sims because I did see Wilkerson drop some, but they're almost even. They're almost neck and
Yeah.
neck. But then when it comes down to like I think if like other things like extras, I think if you want to go with size and like it because you wanna line guys up different ways and shit like that, then I think you go Cam Sims. But fucking that's the only reason I would go Cam Sims, you know what I mean? Because he gives you a
I
better.
really don't know, bro. I really don't know. To be honest with you, that's a tough one for me.
It's a tough one. It is a tough one. Now they're all even. They're even.
Yeah,
So I
you
think the
know,
other six
Dors.
guys they're making the team. The other six guys are making the team for
Mhm.
sure. I think. I don't think there's no question about that. Like I think those six guys for sure, head and shoulders, are making the team. I don't see, you know, any of those three guys making it over DeAndre Carter. You know what I mean? And I don't see any of those three guys making it over Trey Tucker just because they just used the fourth round pick on him. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason. Like I can't see them. Like
And Dorsett had a monster game
and
last week.
yeah, exactly. Dorsett's been balling, bro, and I think they need him to because he's that speed guy. He's
Mhm.
that speed guy that can give Trey Tucker some pointers. You know what I mean? Give Trey Tucker how to really run that go route. You know what I mean? Because I think as of right now, he's that guy that they're gonna be looking to if they even run that. You know what I mean? Because right now Trey Tucker, I think he's still young. He still needs to learn. You know what I mean? And he has time, of course. But Dorsett looks good, man. Especially in this
Yeah,
preseason, he looks good. He knows the system. You know what I
so
mean? McDaniel's
I'm
likes
happy with
him.
that. I'm happy with Dorsett backing up. You know, Adams. You know, not that Adams is going to want to be taken out of the game, but you know, Tucker behind Myers. I like that. You know, DeAndre Carter with
Behind
over
Renfro.
backing up Renfro. It's just those three going for one spot, man. Can you imagine that,
If
bro?
that, if that, because if
Just
they decide to keep just six receivers, then Damn, all three of them were gone.
Yeah, yeah,
But I think they
after
will. I
this
think they
year.
will go. But I do think they really will go. So I think DeAndre Carter will be a kick returner. They will at the end of the day,
Mhm.
he'll be on the roster as a kick returner, and he'll still be able to play receiver. And I think they'll be able to keep six receivers apart from him.
Mhm. I That's tough for me, bro. I like guys that are big. I like guys that are fast, and then, that
That's the
that's
reason why I
that's
would
Cam
keep.
Sims. That's
Yeah,
Cam
exactly. That's
Sims
the
right
reason why I
there.
would keep Cassidy because you got other guys who are kind of smaller too, man. Renfro,
But we
Tucker,
had,
Carter,
but
they're all smaller.
it just reminds me of having Edwards again. You know what I mean? Fucking fast, big, but he didn't do shit. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
the
but that's
end
why we got
zone
Myers though.
machine.
That's why we got Myers though. Myers is gonna be. I think he's gonna be a good. He knows the system too, dog. So I think he's gonna be a good receiver for us, dog. I think he's gonna be
Oh, Myers is
better
gonna be
than
dope for the Raiders.
Hollins, dog. I think he's gonna be better than Hollins
Myers is
was
gonna be
last
dope
year.
for the Raiders.
And I'm not.
Mhm.
And Hollins was dropped a lot of fucking footballs last year, man. He played great on special teams, and that's what I think kind of won people over, with him. And then his like little celebrations. I think that's why people kind of liked him more than his actual play because he dropped a lot of fucking footballs last year, dog. Dropped a lot of
Yeah,
passes last year, fucking, and in crucial times, yeah, he did come up with some big catches too, but he dropped. He was a cause of a lot of stalled drives. You know what I mean? Because he had his hands on a a third and six, third and seven, and couldn't come down with it. Plenty of times I remember, dog. Like, but I think Jacoby's more sure-handed. He runs better
yeah,
routes, so I
yeah.
think he's gonna help out. And then I think Renfro's gonna be more healthier. So I think the offense is gonna run smooth, man.
I got Renfro sneaky, on the come up, getting back to the way he was. You know what I mean? He just
Yeah.
needed he wasn't he was getting the ball thrown to him way out of whack. And I don't want to have a discussion about that other guy, but he was throwing crazy balls to him where in front of him where he would get concussed. You know what I mean?
I
And
just
then
think
he
you
throws
know what the
another
problem
ball
was
to
though
him while
too.
he's yeah.
I think
But
it didn't help that fucking Carr was just just not overusing the Devontae. I mean, because you know what I mean. He is one of the best receivers in the league, but I think that helped. That didn't help Renfro's. You know what I mean? Early on in the season, and then he had the concussion and shit. That didn't help either, dog. Like because when you go 19 targets in one game to one player, bro, it's like and you're Renfro was the year before the guy. You know what I mean? Renfro the year before is when he tied
the
that the
records,
record for most receptions. You know what I mean? Was the guy, and then you're just basically almost a third receiver because he wasn't really being looked at that much in the beginning or anything like that. So it's like I think that kind of hurt a lot. You know what I mean? That hurt Renfro's fucking momentum. I think that he was coming off from the season before, dog. You know what I mean? That hurt his momentum a lot. And I just think this year he'll get back to it, just because I think it plays to more of a Jimmy G style. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He's gonna be looking for those China routes, those fucking and these guys. That's what I love about the top three guys that we have at receiver, dog. They run routes. You know what I mean? Those
You got
motherfuckers
good
could
route
run
running.
routes. Exactly. So
That
I think
tree, they disabled that tree. There'll be a lot of broken ankles out there as far as DB's concerned that we're playing against, and they know that. They know that. So if Renfro goes up to what he was before, then shit, that's my little fantasy dude right there, bro. You get
sleeper.
Renfro fantasy, you don't get nothing. Terrence, thank you for coming up, man. Nutty Raider, Nate Raiders, what's up?
Oh yeah, you have to give the wrenches out. You have to give wrenches out
Yeah, dude, I gotta figure. You gotta
on
tell me
the
how to do
on
it.
the YouTube chat.
Hmm.
Like say right now, like on your phone, like say like you could go to your phone and have it on silent, right? But you could just be looking at your video and you click on the person's name, like you click on the person's name on the in the chat, and
Hmm.
like you click it for like I think you click the long button, like you click it for a long time, and then like the little a little thing comes out, and you can and it says right there like it'll say right there, make this person moderator. So it's pretty easy.
Okay.
You just click on it for I think you click the three little dots at the end of the chat button on YouTube when
And it'll
on the
say,
live chat, or just click on their name for like 2 3 seconds, and then to the little thing pops up, like a little a note pops up, and then it says, "Make this person moderator."
"Oh, okay." Well, I'm not on my phone. I'm on my laptop.
Yeah, okay, no, yeah, on whenever you have a chance, you can just go like that, and then that's how you do it.
So
Like
if
it
you
will
guys
say
got
like
a couple of wrenches there too, like the old scooter like 10 wrenches, and you know I don't know if you look at the jack because usually you're on the show. NorCal Raider Jesse,
yeah, all
Dirty,
eyes does that.
All
He
Eyes,
be
and my friends at home, but better take care of me and not know nobody get crazy. Dirty Low, but Dirty Low hates everybody, man. He'll be banning people all the time. You know what I mean? So, salute to my boy,
oh
man.
fuck. Yeah, no, but that's how.
Yeah,
Yeah, if anything, that's how you pretty much do it. Or on even on
yeah,
the computer, like with the like if you have the mouse, you just like you go to the on the live chat, like on the YouTube,
yeah.
you go to the live chat on the YouTube, and you click the right click, and
Right
then
mouse click.
on their name, you right click on their name, and then a little thing's gonna pop up, and it's gonna you could put right there. You could just go down and it'll say like make this person or make this user a moderator.
Okay.
But right now you don't have do you have your YouTube open?
No,
No, huh? Because you
I
can't
I
have the
I
YouTube
I
open
I,
anyway.
I see the chat though, but I'll do it. I'll do it. I can do
Yeah,
it like later,
you have to do it through the
or do.
YouTube chat. I think you could
Okay,
do it later.
okay.
It, it all depends though if you
Robert,
enabled your
Robert
live
Finley.
chat though, like. But I think you can.
It just highlights it and says ban this guy or put him on timeout. See, now that I know that, I'm gonna put a grip of dudes on timeout. Put user in timeout.
Oh, that's on your on the StreamYard
Yeah,
or on the
I
YouTube
don't
chat.
have YouTube open or it'll be
Oh, okay,
echoing
yeah,
and
yeah.
shit.
On the stream, yeah, on the stream chat, you could do that. You can mute them from there, but I don't think you can make a moderator over there. You could only make them a moderator from the actual YouTube chat. So like
So I
next
think
time, like the next time you have your show, just have your phone on the side of you or whatever, and like you can have your show on, but like just put the volume all the way down, and just have like the chat going, right? And then like when you see the person you want to make a moderator, just click on their name in the live chat, and then you can make them a moderator like that.
oh, it is. OG get the first time out. LG. You talking about last night? About that last night.
OG was pissed
Well,
last night.
I love OG. Good with knowledge, but sometimes you just gotta get. Sometimes when you get something old, you gotta update it. You know what I mean? And that goes into football too. So
Yeah, it's
if
because like I understand the deep threat and all that shit, you know what I mean? But it's like that the only thing I was trying to tell him was that it's like it's overblown sometimes. He's that's not his strong point for sure. For sure.
yeah,
That is a thing. It's not his strong point, but like he's a professional quarterback, dog. He can get it done at sometimes, bro. So don't think that there's never gonna be a long ball or anything like that. You know what I mean? It's like it's if the offense is cooking, there'll be opportunities for that shit. Trust me. And when you got
hmm
receivers like the ones I think we have, and I think there's gonna be plenty of opportunities for that shit, bro. I think you know what I mean. I just think we just gotta wait and see, dog, because he just never was really called upon to do that shit, really. You know what I mean? And I think, and that's what hurt him when he was, like in the Super Bowl, when he was called to do that at the end of the game, it hurt him because he wasn't really called to do that during, the period of the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like most during the game, because they were a running football team. You know what I mean? And any quarterback who when you're handing off the ball, 75% of the time, especially in those playoffs, you know what I mean, where he did make that throw, you're gonna be a little rusty when you do go out there and actual throw the ball. You know what I mean? So it's like uh, let's just wait and see what he has. And I think it's blown a little bit out of proportion. But I do think there is a thing where he's not as strong maybe as other quarterbacks, the elite quarterbacks at the long ball, but he'll get it done, though. He'll get it done. 'Cause it's just
But the way I
he's
figure
good.
it, the way I figure it, Gabe, is that what I told OG was that there's not a big difference. The percentage to throw a 5 yard slant and him and the player getting 60, 70 yard run after the catch is just as beneficial as you throwing a bomb, because only a couple of things can happen when you throw the ball deep. And we could say that a lot of quarterbacks are accurate throwing the deep ball, and then I think that is misconstrued big time, because you're depending on a wide receiver to go underneath that ball that you throw. So where's the accuracy at? You know what I mean? Usually you got a fast guy going underneath the ball that beats a guy, and he goes underneath it and catches it. That's what happened in the 70s. That's what happened in 60s. That's the way it's always been. And then, well, he can't throw he's accurate throwing the deep ball. Nah, man. Who tell me a quarterback that was accurate throwing the deep ball? Look at it and see, how could you be accurate throwing? You don't know where you're throwing it to. You don't know how it's going to come out of your arm. You have a cannon as an arm, but you really don't know where it's up in the air where what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
And
you
then
have to
there's a
have
lot
I
of
think
yeah,
you have to have a
there's a lot
dominant
of
receiver.
yeah that goes underneath and catches it. That makes a dramatic effort to catch it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So my boy that I've been taking care of showing up today. I don't know. He said he was gonna be busy, but it's a pleasure to have him on, because he started yelling at me earlier today saying, "Where you at? Where you at?" All this stuff. And when I do that to him, he gets all pissed off. But Dirty Low in the building. What's up,
What
my
up, bro?
boy?
What up? Hey, I'm the one that went over there.
Low.
Hey, if you look in the chat, go back to the beginning of the chat. I'm the one that went to your house and fixed it for you, bro. I said there's nothing I can do, and then 5 minutes later, it started happening.
That's
Got
a
you, bro.
Geek Squad, bro. That's a Geek Squad.
Geek Squad, what's good? What's good, chat? How's everybody doing, man? I
Good,
wasn't gonna be able to, bro, but I thought I had some other shit, but I got it cleared up, and so I'm here, bro, for the first show. What's up?
Now you made my day, man. You and Gabe made my day for hanging with me. But
All right, I'm out. Peace.
hey, it can happen, brother. It can happen
Hey.
quick, bro. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, Gabe?
I came to pick up my son. Hey, hold up. I came to pick up my son. All right, I picked up my son. I'm out.
Nah, bro. If you was in your ride or whatever, we was talking about the discussion that we were having with OG about the deep ball, and I know you've said the deep ball that about Garoppolo having a you've seen tape of him getting deep balls thrown, doing that stuff when he was in the past. Now, I don't know where these people get this notion that he can't throw a deep ball, but it's not like LaMonica. It is just like these OGs that wanted this stuff to come back. It is just not football anymore, in a positive way like it used to be back then. And they just can't kick that habit. They can't kick that, you know, theme. They're always back to the 80s and 70s and 60s. It just kind of trips me out a little bit. What do you think about that?
So for me, bro, like when like we've talked, and even on the show, like I pretty much basically be like, I think personally, like if the scheme works for the quarterback, play it that way. You know what I mean? If you really go back and you look at like last year, right? With fuck it, you know what I'm saying? I like Derek Carr. I don't give a shit. So I'm not gonna not say his name. But if you look at it, and if you look at the time for him to drop bombs, right? That's what Derek Carr was good at. He had a good fucking deep ball, right? But guess what happened? We lost a lot of fucking games because he was so focused on the deep ball. By the time they already knew they're already pressuring him, he would dump it in the backfield and dink and dunk shit, right? So in this offense, it's a little different. It's more high pace. Get it to this guy, get it to this one. This guy's being blocked. You know what I mean? So it's like in the scheme, it should work. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the way I kind of look at it. Of course, the fucking deep ball is great. Every quarterback needs it, but a deep ball, a deep pass is what 20 yards, 30 yards. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Derek Carr is very, very good at the deep ball. He just has this kind of throw that he does, but Jimmy G doesn't have to throw that way. That's not his playing style. Everyone's like, oh, Aaron Rodgers. Like, check this out. A lot of people are going to give me shit for this, but if you look at the throwing mechanics, Jimmy G and Aaron Rodgers are very similar in throwing mechanics. I'm not saying they're the same player. Listen to what I'm saying. Throwing mechanics, the way they sling the ball, they throw it sideways. They can, you know what I mean? It's just the way they move. They kind of move very, very similar, right? In my eyes, from the film that I seen, you know what I mean? I was like, this guy fucking kind of, when he kind of like throws it off to the side, I don't know, it's just something about the way he throws the ball, bro, for me. So when he's throwing the ball like that, everyone's like, oh, Aaron Rodgers can throw some deep balls. Yeah, he can, but he never really did. He never really did. What do you have? A good 25-yard ball, bro.
And let the receiver do the work.
25-yard ball. 25-yard.
Let Devontae get to work.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And Devontae will, thank you. Devontae will make it work. And see, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, we need him over the top. Yeah, his speed is deceptive. But once he has the ball in his hand, he's like a basketball player out there. He's not trying to get angles. He's trying to shake you up like he has a basketball. He's bouncing that shit. Just me thinking, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of like, you know, just elaborating a little bit. The long ball's good, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. And, you know, look at Anthony Richardson. He fucking off of 1 foot, back foot, threw it like 60, 70 yards, bro. But he can't throw a 5 and out to get the fucking first down. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna fucking throw an interception, right? You know what I'm saying? They're not making the plays that we need to play because it's a strategic can't even say it. Strategic game. You see what I mean? So it's like you got to be on point. You got to get those first downs. You got to keep the ball moving. You got to keep the chains moving. If you keep on bombing it, they're just gonna sit back and just wait for it to come up. You know what I mean? So
because it's either gonna be an interception,
right,
an incompletion, or the guy's going to catch it. So I would rather take a for sure 7 to 8 yard slant and let that badass receiver wiggle around and do whatever he wants to do, or you know, then coming out and dropping bombs everywhere because
yeah, no, I agree with you, bro. Like,
and that's a big gripe, man. You see it a lot in chats. I see it a lot in chats. And it's with people too that are of age to understand the way football flows nowadays. Is that you don't see that. You know, okay. Then let's mention tight ends in football now. You know, there's 3 or 4 tight ends that are in the game. You never seen that,
right?
You know, there's running backs going out for passes. You never seen that in the 70s. You know, and it's a played out discussion to me. And then when we bring it up,
look what Terry says. He says once in a while throwing a deep ball and attempt deep does open up the middle shorts, but you know, moving the chains and offense is still the best way to play offense. See, yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that, bro. Like we want that, but see, you got to understand, OG came from an era where they weren't playing that. They started running the ball. When football started, they were fucking running the ball like almost rugby type shit. They would do these little passes. Nobody went for the bombs and shit. When the Raiders were coming up and actually starting to become the Raiders and were the Raiders after they got rid of the black, silver, and gold, and you know what I mean. And then they came over to the AFC. The way they started playing the game was different. The Raiders innovated the deep ball. You see what I'm saying? Hey, I could be a little bit misconstrued. There could be some other fucking, you know what I mean? Teams that started kind of chucking the ball too, you know what I'm saying? There's an old school movie called Leatherheads, bro. That's kind of like the way football started. You got to watch that shit. But anyways,
I think it started with that Air Corleone or something like that.
John Coryell. No, the West.
Don Coryell, yeah,
the,
that shit.
the
Right.
deep the deep forward pass started from Eric Coryell, but
Right. So
the Eric Coryell now is the Earnhardt Perkins in similar ways that the Raiders play.
Okay.
So it's not deep; it's medium passes. And there's facts here that we're throwing the deep ball because we got 2 or 3 guys getting 43-yard reception, 40-yard reception, and a 38-yard reception in a preseason game that we had Saturday. So,
but it wasn't. See, this is the thing though. But it wasn't thrown by Jimmy G. But see, even though OG last night was saying that, you know what I mean? They can both complement each other. I get what he's saying. You know what I mean? I really, really do. You know what I mean? I think he just went a little too, like, you know what I mean? Got a little too personal for him. You know what I mean? But I don't think he was off by any means. You know what I'm saying?
no, we were telling them we agree what you're saying, OG, but that's not the way football is played nowadays. You know,
And that's when he got. And
Minnesota can do it.
Like,
Minnesota can do it because they have Jefferson.
And what I was trying to tell him is that I think it's a little overblown sometimes too, because he wasn't asked to do it so much over there. And I think, you know, if you ask him to do it more, you know, you get a bigger sample size. And I think he will be more successful with weapons that he has on this team. You know what I mean? Especially with DA. I think that brings up, you know, that in itself right there that will bring up the percentage, dog. And then I think just, you know, having him more comfortable in this offense and you know, other receivers like Jacoby and you know, and Renfro, I think that it's gonna open up the game for Jimmy G, dog. And I think DA will help him with that deep ball, dog. Because anything over 20 yards is considered a deep ball. So I think it's gonna be that will get better, dog. I just think it's a little overblown, but I also do. I'm not gonna say he's the best at it. Of course, not that. I'm just saying it ain't a strong suit, and it ain't even the strong suit of this offense. So that's why we can't even it can't be like too much of an emphasis if it's not even an emphasis. Basically, it's not a strong suit for our quarterback, and it's not a strong suit basically in this offense. You know what I mean? So like, I think it's better for us to choose our shots anyway, our deep shots.
I'll be honest with you guys. I'll run the damn ball 60 times in one game and be satisfied with that. I'll tell you that for damn sure.
If it works, hell yeah.
You know I would dig that. Run the ball 60 times, have 400 something yards
you'd
rushing.
be happy with that shit.
Yeah. But and all in all, you know, we let's just say we were both right. But you know, I understand the history. I understand Cliff Branch, and I know my history of the Raiders. I'm not that young, so I understand what OG is saying. But football has evolved, and you should dig on what the way these players are doing right now, because in front of their eyes, you know, the DBs that are out there right now, the second stringers would cover Cliff Branch. You know what I mean? And then Daryl LaMonica would be the fifth. Daryl LaMonica would be the Chase Garbers of the fucking Raiders if it was today. You know, these guys will get mollywopped. You know, you had 240-pound linemen in the 60s and 70s. These dudes are 380, 340 right now. You know, just imagine.
It's just a different game. Just overall,
it's a whole different game. Yeah, it evolves, and then I dig that, and I adapt myself. I get interested in new teams. And I think that the nation needs to do that too, because if we stay in one lane, we're gonna be arguing and thinking a certain way. Well, this quarterback's not good because he's doing this, but the quarterback's winning games. Isn't that what you wanted before?
Yeah.
You know.
And you know what? One thing, Gravy, the perfect example of Al Davis at the end of his career, right? I think before he passed away, and you know, R.I.P. You know. Al Davis, man, you know what I mean? He's the fucking great Al Davis. But when his latter years, bro, when football was already starting to make that change, he was still trying to harp on it back then, and people were criticizing him back then for trying to use that same philosophy that OG was talking about yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's changed even more now from then to now. So it's like we can't go like, and that was one of his big faults at the time. You know what I mean? He was still trying to play 70s football in the early 2000s. You know what I mean? And it wasn't working.
Right.
So what makes it's not gonna work now? So it's like we gotta like kind of go away from that. We kind of be more of a, you know, like just a numbers fucking based, a percentage, a scheme based fucking or offense and shit like that, bro. It's like you gotta go with the new, bro. You gotta what is it? It's adapt or
adapt or not.
Adapt or die. Yeah, basically.
Get the fuck out the way.
The rolling encyclopedia right here, Dirty Low. There you go. The Webster, the encyclopedia right here with all these big
fancy words. Now I'm the butt of the joke. You better relax there, yeah.
The dictionary right there. You go from Geek Squad to Internet Fiasco to
fucking encyclopedia. Do all kinds. I do it all, dog. I do it all.
Yeah, bro. You're the man. No. Number one pick in my book. Number one pick. You're not even 9-9 no more. You're just
9-9. I'm not even 9-9. I went from 99. I'm the
one. Go back and Lowe's treasure of lives there. You'll see what 9-9 means.
The 99. Yep. Yeah. Fucking 9-9.
But anyway. Hey, me and Gabe had a discussion after your show yesterday. We were talking about the wide receivers.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make it a big thing again, but me and Gabe were kind of tripping out there. We got, we keep usually 6 receivers, and we pretty much said that Carter was gonna be the returner guy, so you can move him to that returner spot, part of the 53. That leaves 1 or 2 spots left over, and then we're messing with Keisha Cole, Wilkerson, and Cam Sims. In your GM hat, bro, who would you keep out of that bunch?
I'm going Cam Sims.
Yeah, you said it real quick too. That's what Gabe thinks.
Yep, I think Cam Sims, barring that he's not a little banged up in his noggin because of that catch. That was a nice catch. We got small guys already, bro. Again, I don't know. I was kind of listening, bro, but like I was just busy and shit. Did you say that? Like we have smaller guys already. You know what I mean? We need that bigger guy.
Yeah, we got Renfro. Renfro small.
Myers,
DeAndre Carter small. DeAndre Carter small, and then what's his name? Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker is small too.
Yeah, but he's fast.
And then Dorsett. I mean, Dorsett's not that big. He's like 5'10-ish, 5'11-ish, so he's not that big either. And then you got the only big one is really DA. Because even Jacoby Myers, he's a little taller or whatever, but he don't play too big. He plays more like slot type receivership, but I think he's gonna play big dividends anyway. And I think he is a little bit bigger. But the other guys,
you know what I mean? A good 6'1", I would say. Good 6'1".
Mm-hmm.
You know, they might put 6'3", 6'2", or whatever, but he's not that much taller. I've stood next to the guy. He's not really that big of a dude, you know, but he's a badass wide receiver. He could take that stuff. So.
Yeah.
But I think Jacoby's might be a little bit bigger than him. But Cam, he's 6'5", 2 something. That's a big dude right there.
Yeah, he is. So that's, I mean, for me, that I just think it'll be better. That just overall, because it'll kind of like mix it up. But man, what was Cam's numbers last year? Let me check real quick.
Cam Sims?
I think he played at Washington, didn't he? Was he at Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 40 catches or something like that.
So the Commanders, he only had
he didn't play that much.
No, all he had was 8 receptions, 89 yards, 21 long. That's it. And then the year before that, he had 2 touchdowns. And then in 2020, he had the most catches, 32 for 40, 477, 1 touchdown. Yeah.
The most productive guy then is Keelan.
Yeah, that's crazy. And he is kind of sure-handed too. He's being you said that too, Gravy. You said that he was being like hella sure-handed. Like he hasn't dropped anything.
He hasn't dropped the ball yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about this when we were watching the game. Is that Keisha's gonna make this team, no matter how much
looks like it.
My boy Tom, Keisha's gonna make. That's my pick right there, Gabe. Is Keisha. Keisha Cole. They're gonna bring the 84s back.
That's what I was saying. Remember right now when we were talking about, I said if you go for production, Keelan Cole should make it over out of them three.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just going based off the size. You know what I mean? Just because you might need a guy like that. You know what I mean? Like kind of almost like a Swiss Army knife. You kind of line them up outside, line them up at tight end. You know, shit like that. But I don't know, man. If he's been that like if he has no production, like Cam Sims, it's gonna be kind of hard. You know what I mean? So like, because Keelan Cole's already been on this team. He's already produced for this team. He had a tying game touchdown last year. You know what I mean, against the Patriots. You know what I mean? So it's like he's already been on this team. Yeah.
And you don't have to be you don't have to be a big guy to do it. Look at Tyreek Hill. He's just super fucking fast. You know what I mean? He's not a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of receivers that are borderline 6 feet. You know, they say they're 6'2", whatever, but they're borderline 6 feet tall. It's just the speed and the way we got a lot of guys that can catch, guys that are beautiful route runners. They know the tree. You know, they can do whatever they need to do to break ankles or get separation. And then after the catches, I think that was their vision. That's their process. What does he do after the catch? And then if he's a playmaker and to do all that shit, get a first down, that's all they want, man. They want to move the chains. That's what they want. And then if you get one big bomb thrown to you a game, yeah, that's nice. That's a touchdown. You might want to get a couple of game winners or walk-offs, but you do that consistently, 10 targets, 7 catches, 100 yards. That's what you want. You want production.
So I was watching. Now I'm looking at the lineup. Zuber and Lacy. I'm not really worried about them. Cam Sims is already, pretty much right behind Trey Tucker, behind Renfro because it's Devontae, Jacoby, and Renfro, and then you know what I mean. You got Dorsett, Carter, and Tucker, right? But Wilkerson on that play, that was just an out route, and then he decided to cut upfield. You know what I mean? Because the actual play that he was supposed to go to was actually to the tight end. Tight end was supposed to do that kind of little, basically like a 1 and in, like 5 1 in. I don't know what it's called. Like kind of like it's a post. I don't know what it is, but like I seen what's the name breaking it down. I think it was Jack Kruger Sports or anything. I was watching it. Anyways, so he got caught up. So Wilkerson knew the play. Instead of going to the sideline, he came in, and then that's when he lost it, and that's when Aiden O'Connell got that touchdown. So for me, bro, like fucking auntie, but for me, I think Wilkerson, because he's a little bit younger, you know what I'm saying, fresh out the gate, I think he's probably gonna land a spot here, bro. So if you're looking at the 6 right now, the people that I'm looking at right now that are gonna be asked out is gonna be Zuber and Lacy. So we'll keep. So it'll be no. So yeah, it's gonna be between Keelan Cole, Christian Wilkerson, and Cam Sims. Yeah, because if we're going to carry 6 receivers, that's Philip Dorsett, Carter, and Tucker.
So me and Gabe just we said that you have a spot on the 53 that includes the special team players, and then
kick
Carter's in a kick returner is a player that you put on there, and then that also
Tucker, and he could be rotational. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do you take an extra receiver because of that? You know what I mean? Because like. You already have him taking up a roster spot as a kick returner, right? And you can still use him as a receiver if you want. But then, do you still keep 6 receivers?
Yes.
That's why, that's why we were saying maybe there's one more spot available. There might not be, you know what I mean? There might be just 6, but that's why we were kind of like. That's why we had this. Who would you choose? Out of
Zuber and Lacy are gone, so it's either going to
be practice squad again.
So it's either going to be Cole and Wilkerson, and I think Cole will stay as a practice squad too. I think Cole will stay because he got moved to practice squad last year too. and then came back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's good with that position.
Let's answer this question that Kenna, because I think he's put it in here twice. Keep 6 wide receivers, then 5 running backs.
No way.
If JJ doesn't sign, the Raiders taking off the defense. I believe yes, but I don't think we're going to keep 5 running backs. There's no need for us to keep running backs.
No, the reason why you don't keep 5 running backs is because you already have one spot basically in the backfield designated to the fullback. So right then and there, you're kind of losing out on one running back right there.
So we got JJ with the question mark. We got Zeus. I think Abdullah's gonna make it.
Yeah, Abdullah, and then I think
Baldwin's gonna hit.
That's 4.
Yep, that's 4. And then who's Sincere's there?
So Sincere and Damian Williams.
Yeah,
I think Damian. We had put it. Gabe, we discussed this yesterday too with Damian Williams and Sincere for that fourth one.
So, question: punt return and kick return, is that considered one player, or is it 2?
No, you can have. Usually they have 2 separate ones.
Yeah,
right. No, I understand.
Carter was doing. Cole was
Carter or both.
Carter's kickoff.
Oh, they don't have Amir at kickoff?
They have him. Well, they have punt return, DeAndre Carter, Hunter Renfrow. Kick return, DeAndre Carter and Amir. I think Cole does not need to pick that. No.
Cole makes me nervous. He makes me nervous. But it's
he catches the ball and gets on the ground, bro. That's you know what I mean?
5 the right shoes. Little too much. If they keep 5, you're going to pull from the defense, and that'll most likely be either in the secondary or safety. I wouldn't touch the defensive line yet because we haven't talked about that yet, and that was going to be the next discussion. Well, no, my next discussion was going to be the linebackers because me and Gabe were on that, and we surprisingly, and maybe you too, Lo. The linebacker situation. Me and Gabe agreed yesterday that we're cool with it. We're cool with what they have out there. Do you have any disagreements with that or something that you want to shine on that subject? But
I just think Luke Masterson sucks. I just think Luke Masterson sucks, bro. Like I'm not like nothing personal, bro. Like I just think that I don't think he's the guy. I think Luke Masterson and Spillane are almost the same exact guy. I really, really do. I really, really feel that way.
I don't think Luke could play in the middle like Spillane can.
But I just think they have the same qualities, bro. They're like the same kind of attributes. You know what I mean? I'm not sold. I'm not sold on these. Like even with Diablo, bro. Like even that hesitation with his feet, and then Bernie too, bro. Like he's fast, but they're hesitant, bro. It's like they don't know what they're doing. Like I think their linebackers coach sucks. Who is our linebackers coach, anyways?
The guy from Arizona State. He came from Arizona State.
Pierce?
Yeah. Pierce?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like Roman Pierce.
Well, they have Diablo starting with Spillane.
I know, that's what I'm looking at right now. They're looking at Diablo, Spillane, and Masterson. See, I get the Spillane and Masterson. I get it because they're the traditional linebackers, but they can't cover side to side, bro. They can't cover these little backs that are coming out the fucking back end. They can barely come up the fucking middle and hit the blocks. I mean, get the fucking gaps and fucking follow through with the tackles, bro. That's where it's like, they got to tackle. Of course they got to fucking tackle because sooner or later the guy's going to run right to him. You know what I mean? But they're going up against third string, you know what I mean? Fucking second and third string guys. They're not going to be able to be effective. If Diablo on that one play that we seen, I was like, what are you stopping for? He stopped in his track. He was already backfield. If he would have kept fucking pushing, put his arm down, he would have fucking tackled the guy. He stopped and was thinking too much. So that's our starting fucking, you know what I mean, linebacker. Literally, they even moved Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones went on a watermelon and meth diet and fucking lost weight, and now he's considered a linebacker, bro. So that's how much faith they have on the linebacking crew, dog. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna stick that I'm good with it. I think these guys are gonna pan out.
Yeah, I think so. I like Spillane. I would have a little bit. The one guy I would have the most questions for is Masterson, of course.
Yeah.
But I like Spillane. With Diablo, it is still a question mark. It is good signs that he came into camp looking looking like he was doing his shit in the off season and shit like that. Working on his body to get actually like a linebacker and shit. So we're gonna see how much that shit goes, and then there's high praise about him, in camp. So
we'll I'll give Spillane this. I'll give Spillane this. He has basically over the last 4 years gained reps the way he should. He went 11 the first year, 45, 56, and 79. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He had 52 solo tackles, 1 sack, and
and last year he didn't take the starting spot until like week 7.
But nothing. He has no tackles for losses. He has 1 tackle for loss in his whole 4 years. Yeah, I don't know. But see, now let me look at Masterson. But Luke's been with us for
1 year. Last year he was an undrafted free agent.
Yeah, 1 year.
Well, where the hell did Drake Thomas come from? Getting these
he played great last week. He played great last week. He was one of the highest rated guys, I think, on the defensive side.
He got like 12. He got like 12 sacks.
12 tackles.
12 tackles. My bad. I'm apologize.
He got like 9 solo.
Curtis Bolton played pretty good.
He got 9 solo, 3 assisted.
Curtis Bolton played, I think, pretty good too.
See, Curtis Bolton was flying around the ball, bro. I like that guy.
And Amari Burney still, they're gonna show out. They're gonna have to show out this game though too.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna get a good look at Burney. You're gonna get a good look at Burney and Bolton. They even got a Masterson. Masterson's not even starting in there, but they got Diablo Spillane in there.
Burney should have a sack and an interception, but he dropped that fucking ball.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped the interception.
The thing I seen about Burney, Gabe, was that he doesn't want to take those guards on. He shies away from that. You have to be able to
go heads up
to get that guy and to initiate the hit on that guy, because that plugs up a hole. And if a running back sees that body in there, he's going to go somewhere else, and he might get into Crosby's hands or Jones's hands or somebody, that could get him behind the line of scrimmage or around the line of scrimmage. But him not getting that getting into that block, that tackle or guard or whoever's pulling or whoever goes for him in the second level, if he just lets him go, then he's going to go hit a corner somewhere that's going to destroy that corner. Then the running back's just going to follow him. He's taking himself out the play.
Now, if you ask me that question when we have, if Josh Jacobs does show up to camp, in a couple of days, then it does shift back to that position. You know what I mean? Then it is that position does kind of would be the most worrisome, because that's second on the list for me. But because yesterday we were posed the question of what position room would worry you the most as of right now. You know what I mean? So I said the running back room because of the Jacobs, question marks. You know what I mean? Because he's not here right now. And with the guys that we have on the roster right now, I just need to see more out of them. But if you ask me that question when Jacobs is already, back on the roster, then yeah, for sure it's the linebacking group, because I believe in the rest of the depth and the rest of the team. But right now, it's until Jacobs comes back, it's the running backs for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another, because then we're going to be
brought in a linebacker. They brought in a linebacker today, I guess, for a workout or something.
Yeah, see, and that's bad. That's bad that they're bringing somebody in so soon. Then that means somebody's banged up, somebody's not ready to go. You know what I mean?
That or the backups ain't cutting it. That means that like, because what's their names haven't really got that much playing time, so I think that they have like a kind of a spot in. Diablo and Spillane really have only gotten like maybe like a drive or two in each game, and then they're out. You know what I mean? Because they're considered starters. Masterson, I think he got more playing time because I think they're still seeing more out of him because it's his second year. But like I think they might have bring in the other linebacker because they're thin at the other ones. You know what I mean? Like I think they probably have question marks in the Curtis Boltons, the Drake Thomas, and and stuff like that. But I think Drake Thomas played pretty good, damn good last week. But they are thin at linebacker, that's for sure, because those would be the only other two guys I would think, like other than Bernie Bolton and Drake Thomas, right? That's those are the only three backups.
Yep. We got Bernie, Bolton, Thomas, and Magua with Kanaya. Mauga. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah. Well, they got Curtis Bolton.
Bolton, Darian Butler.
Like, that's probably why I think they would probably bring in another linebacker too, because they are kind of thin, and they do need more guys there. But I think they're gonna have a chance at that though too, when there's all these cuts made, because you know how the new rules are that you don't have to get down to 53 until Monday, basically. I think
September the 29th.
August 29th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about?
That's next week.
What do you think about Arkham's question? What do you think about that?
See, fucking, I agree with that, bro. Look, because the only reason why, I know he's slow, he's long in the tooth, but that guy I know could play. Even though he's slow, I know he's gonna hit the fucking right holes. I know he's gonna be able to fucking call the fucking defense because he's ran this defense before.
The only thing with Kyle Van Noy though is that he's playing more like that defensive end type role, like linebacker. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we got enough defensive ends, bro.
And
he's playing that role because he's older now. He used to play more standing up and shit like that, but like last year with the Chargers, he played more, down. He played more as a defensive end, like kind of linebacker. You know what I mean? So it's like, is that a linebacker we need now? And like right now, we need more of a cover dude, man. We need a good cover guy, man. That's what I would fucking want. Like if we could go out and if somebody fucking cuts somebody, I hope they take a good look at somebody like that. If good players are cut, because I know there's gonna be some good cuts, though. At teams, there has to be, though. There's gonna be, no matter what. Some guys ain't gonna fit schemes that are part of new teams, and they're gonna get cut, dog. And they're gonna be somebody's, like they say, somebody's trash and somebody else's treasure, dog. I think we're gonna have a chance to pick up on the right guy if we just get him.
So for me, the way if you're really, really looking at it, we can kind of Spillane and a Luke Masterson kind of style of linebackers. Yeah, we need those kind of guys. I think in this defense, we do need only one of those style of players. So Spillane, yes, but Diablo needs to fucking be that fucking speedy one, or the next guy over needs to be the fucking speedy one. And I feel like with the 3-4 that they're going to be running, they're really not going to be running a 4-3. It's going to be a hybrid. You know what I mean? If Tyree's on the fucking ground and then fucking Chandler's above him, you know what I'm saying? It could be either or, you know what I mean? So they can give him so many different looks. In this system, you need like a typical fucking call the play linebacker, be the fucking center, fucking see the whole field, call it out, right? But yet at the same time, we need that speedy linebacker, bro. You know what I mean? To come in off the edge, or you know what I mean, or to be able to drop in the cover when somebody's coming off the slot. Like say you're set up right now, you have Divine and fucking Spillane in there and they're running a 3-4. You know what I'm saying? If fucking say, Hobbs are gonna go in on the blitz, you're gonna need Diablo to come back and cover. Spillane can't cover, he's too short. So Diablo used to be a fucking, a free safety. So that should be his bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's kind of like the way I look at it. So
hey, Spillane had 3 picks in practice the other day, dog. Though you better watch out, dog. You better watch out.
No, I'm not. Look, I'm not knocking. I'm not knocking no player, bro. Because shit, I can barely run down the street. You know what I mean? So, I'm not really knocking him. I'm just saying it's like
Niners. He had 3 picks in the second game, the second practice, second day of practice. He had 3 picks that day.
Wow, look who he's fucking throwing.
What's up with my boy Arkham and Razor Raiders? What's up with that? Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it for checking us out. But what I was gonna say is that how many times has Van Noy supposed to be on this team? We're doing that again.
No, I mean it's more
5 years.
For me,
last 5 years he's been trying to be on this team, bro.
I'd rather have an established linebacker. We don't have an established linebacker here. Spillane has, increased little by little, but he played what 3/4 of a season.
He should improve as a whole year, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so for the whole season.
You know,
but he did end the season solid last year.
Now let me go back to this because you know what, I don't want to fucking be like contradicting myself, but I think like this: a lot of these guys, like I was saying about the secondary, a lot of these guys got 1-year deals. A lot of these guys need a fucking ball out to get that contract because this next year that's coming up, a lot of people are going to get paid. There's going to be a lot of money rolling through those fucking doors. There's going to be no fucking debt to like ratio, debt that we're going to have to be paying out to other players. You know what I mean? It's going to be really, really low. And a lot of these guys can turn around and get some fucking paper. So they're going to have to ball their fucking asses off. So I think there could be a, I don't see Masterson doing it, but I can see Spillane, you know what I mean, taking that next step because
you got your eye on Masterson. I noticed that when we were watching the game. You got Masterson and you had your eyes on him.
Yeah, I didn't see nothing.
He over pursues. His angles are bad, like normal. You got to clean that up to be a good linebacker. But
Didn't Spillane get ran over too by a third stringer running back? He got ran over too, and he's supposed to take out Derrick Henry. Get out of here, bro. I was talking shit.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, but Spillane got his name from going heads up with Derrick Henry.
Oh yeah, he fucking knocked his ass.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh shit, he got fucking Derrick." Yeah, but didn't Henry fucking
guy I've ever seen do that to Derrick Henry, though?
Yeah, but that's one fucking play. Did you see the rest of the game? Henry ran all over them motherfuckers.
Yeah. No, what I mean is like that's the only guy I've ever seen go heads up like that and actually like win the actual point of attack, like the point of contact. You know what I
mean? He's not scared of people. He's just bad angles. That's just basic football right there. I don't know what he did played in college, but Joe Ali said, "Why don't we just draft a linebacker in the first top 3 rounds and probably solidify the problem?" We've done that before with McLean and who else, and then he wasn't very successful. But
they went to Oakland.
Those guys
that went to Oakland, bro, was pretty fucking bad, bro. It was it was Oakland. I loved Oakland, bro, and I wish it was still there. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, man, it was pretty bad.
I've always liked Patrick Queen. That's another guy that we're supposed to be trading for, but
that's too far fetched for us.
Yeah, I think that he ain't leaving. I just think that the thing though with the linebacking position, though, what I was talking about yesterday is that I believe in our defensive line this year to the point that that's gonna help out our linebackers. That's gonna make our linebackers look better. You know what I mean? Because our linebackers, I mean our defensive line, I think is gonna be getting pressure enough to where our linebackers are not gonna be asked to cover as much. You know what I mean? Like in recent years, you know what I mean? Where the only really guy that was rushing the quarterback was Max. You know what I mean? I think this year, I think we have guys who can rush the quarterback, dog. Like, you know what I mean? I think there's gonna be pressure. Constantly dogging games. I think we're gonna be one of the better defensive lines. I think I don't know why. I just see
that's what
I think that's gonna help. That's gonna help out the linebackers, though.
That's exactly what I was gonna get to next. That's fucking gay, bro. I was gonna say this defensive line, the way it's looked, the way it's stacked, especially, bro. It's gonna like that pressure is gonna be there, bro. It's gonna be there. All the guys across the board, Farrell Jr., Butler, Tyree, fucking Bilal Nichols, and Tillery, bro. Like Tillery's my dude. I think he's gonna have a breakout year, bro. You know what I mean? I really, really, I think he's gonna have that, bro.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think
that's gonna help out the linebackers.
I think that.
Then we go to this one.
Then we go here. You know what I mean? Having the good corners are gonna help. I think, you know what I mean. Like some guys more comfortable in their second year in the system is gonna help. I think all of that shit, dog, is gonna improve the defense to where it's going to kind of mask a little bit of the linebackers. I think the linebackers are maybe the weak spot on our defense, but I think overall, I think we do got I think some guys who are gonna excel at certain spots in the linebacking. Like I think Diablo makes tackles, bro. Like that's one thing. He does make tackles, and then I think Spillane's gonna be solid this year for us. I think he's gonna lead. I think that group, and I think he's gonna improve, dog. Just like he's been improving every year. I think this year with a full year, actual year, you know what I mean, like, and actually starting because last year he had to take I think I forgot who the quarterback that was for them he was a first round pick for them too. From I think it was Devin Bush. He took his spot, dog. He was a first round pick for the Steelers, and he ended up taking, he ended up taking his spot and playing good, dog. He he was one of the guys that killed us. You know what I mean on that Christmas game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! He could
Oh, he was the one that did that. It was Spillane that did that.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Now I think
that's another. See, that was another thing too. Is like, you know what I mean. I kind of when he picked him up, I knew that he was fucking tearing us up that game, bro. He was all over the place.
Yeah,
that's where we got a good look at him. The defense is like, man, we need that guy. You know what I'm saying? So like, Graham said, we need that motherfucker right there. You know what I mean? So yeah,
we got him.
And he got him.
He's gonna get his full strength linebacker
full year
for a full year. See, I heard he's doing good.
He took over like in week 8 or week 9. I think he took like 8. That's when he took over
for the pre
and not from not for the pre for Devin Bush, but because it was it was off of performance too, because Devin Bush didn't get hurt. It was off of like because he was just like at the beginning of the year he was getting a little bit of reps and then started getting more reps, and then he just ended up taking the starting spot by week 8. So and then that's how he ended up getting his spot in Pittsburgh, starting spot in Pittsburgh last year, and that's why I like that about him, dog. Like you were saying earlier, his stats have gotten better every year. He comes from a fucking coach fucking team. I think he since he came here, he said that he wants to wear the green dot. He wants to be the leader of the defense. Even though I think some rumors are that they're going to give those duties to Diablo, but just the simple fact that he came here, with that mindset. I mean, I'm ready to be the leader of the defense. You know what I mean? If I'm asked to be the leader, I'm gonna be the leader of this defense. You know what I mean? And I like that mindset. I like his mindset that more than anything. Like, you know what I mean? He has that football player's mentality, dog. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's what I like about Spillane.
I like the way Gay talks about linebacker, man. He sound like a coach and shit. Yeah, came from a good program and all this. Let's go. Linebacker. We keep a good eye on that one. Everybody has to.
It's good, man.
It's an important part of the game, important part of our team. I'm not in there with, just shutting Kelsey down, because I've said it before, and it's just 2 games. You tell me a linebacker that could cover Kelsey, then I'll agree with you. But that's a mismatch by itself.
Not the best linebacker in the league can't cover Kelsey.
Nah.
You know what I mean? He might win some reps. He might win some reps here and there, but Kelsey's gonna get his. Regardless.
It's just unfortunate that he's in our division and we play him twice. We played him once, you really wouldn't give a shit about him. But he tears us up. He's just like other teams are worried about him too. So you just get a guy just to cover one guy, then you're not thinking of overall football. Now
that's when you need guys like
we're talking about the defense. We're talking about defense, and we've been heavy on the defense. And we really, some people are saying that we weren't concentrating on defense, as much as we should offensively, because but our number 1 pick was a defensive guy. Our 3rd pick, I believe, wasn't that Byron guy.
Yeah. Our
We
fourth
had
pick was
Christopher Smith. We had
one of
Jacorian
our fourth
Bennett. So
pick. Yeah. One of our fourth
yeah,
picks was a fucking another defensive player. You know what I mean? And then you got Jacorian Benny. Yeah, fucking. We went
yeah.
defense,
So
bro.
people are forgetting. People are forgetting that, and then
Even the
they
undrafted
addressed
guys.
it. They
Even like
addressed
the
it.
undrafted guys like Adam Plant and
Yeah.
guys like that, they still try to trying them out, on the defensive side. They brought in, some other guys too, like they re-signed Tillery, you know what I mean? So like it's not like they didn't do anything. They did what they could with what they had. You know what I mean? They picked the players in the draft. We can't say we didn't, you know what I mean? We went defense. I think defense heavy in the draft. But we also got a quarterback that's looking fucking great. You know what I mean, for the last 2 games. And you know what I mean? And then Trey Tucker looks like he could be a weapon too. So even the offensive weapons that we got in the draft are look like they might pan out. So and then the on top of that, we ended up getting, which I think, are gonna be some fucking good ass fucking defensive players. Oh, and I even forgot about Michael Mayer, dog. That's gonna be another fucking big pickup. That's like
Yeah.
it's like we got the offensive players that we got. It looks like they're all gonna pan out. Like Trey Tucker, O'Connell, and fucking and Mayer. It looks like they're gonna probably be, some good players in this league, dog. Like, of course, it's way too early, but it looks like they made some good picks. You know what I mean, as of right now. And then, the defensive picks. I like the Bernie, Tyree. You know what I mean? You got Jacorian. You got Christopher Smith. Bro, and then you picked up Marcus Epps. You picked up fucking, Spillane, Tillery, Reside Tillery. I think that they did what they could for what they had. And I think next year is the year where they make those big improvements on, like, if they see any deficiencies in the defense this year, that's gonna be the position they attack next year with the money that they have. You know what I mean? That's and it's smart, bro. I think it's smart the way that they're running the organization right now. And then even
So what you?
Nesta Silvera. Nesta Silvera is another
Yeah.
guy, dog. That dude's a fucking good, look like he's gonna be a beast.
Yeah. He's still a baby, really, in my eyes.
Rochelle, that guy wrote Rochelle. He looks good. And fucking Jordan Willis. Like, I mean, the pickups that we made, I like the pickups that we made. Like, we didn't have fucking much money at all, bro. We were moving around money and this and that. Guys were restructuring. You know what I mean? So it's like, I fuck, bro. No, we don't know nobody no more money after this year. I like it.
So how much of a leash do you think Graham has with his defense, Gabe? And Low, how long? Because it wasn't his guys last year, you know, and then we got dealt with injuries. We got dealt with a lot of bad shit. So now that he has his guys, and we brought some other guys in, like you mentioned, Epps and Duke Shelley and all the Peters and all this stuff. Do you think his leash got a little bit longer because a lot of people are ready to pull it this year?
Fuck, I even
A
forgot
lot of
about
people
that,
are
dude.
ready.
But shit, man. I think Graham is on a hot seat. I think Graham could be on a hot seat if they end up like, as bad as they were last year, that's for sure.
Mhm. So
They have to be
we're
improved.
gauging.
They have to improve.
We're what is your number? I've heard your numbers before, but I'm not saying that you weren't being honest. So we get around that neighborhood of the 20s,
Yeah.
21 to 19,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Anywhere from there.
You think it's a chance? You think
I
you'll stick
think gives
around
us a
longer?
chance, dog. I
So
think
that's a
we
big
don't
improvement.
drop
Big
lower
improvement.
than, I would say, don't drop lower than like 22, 23 at the worst. But like if because that's already, bottom, like it's really only what, like 8 teams worse than you. So like you have to, I think top 20 would give us a chance. But like now, if you're talking top 15, I think that gives us a fucking excellent chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if
We have
we're
a
in
lot of
top
young guys
15,
too.
bro, we're gonna be a team to contend with if we're in the top 15.
That defense is very young, bro. People don't look at that. You got 25, 26-year-old guys out there. Besides Peters, You know, who's the old guy?
Fuck, for real.
Jones. Jones.
Yep.
I'm just talking
Peterson
linebackers on.
Well, do you consider Crosby an old guy now? Because he's going on his
No.
5th year?
No. He's not up 10. He's barely 7 years, isn't he? Or 6?
Yep.
He got paid early. So he's cool. He's stuck with us.
So the Raiders have the 4th best offense through 2 weeks of preseason.
I don't want to. I just want to hold back judging on this defense because I like what I see, and I've told you that, Lo. I like what I see, but you know, and I kind of want to take back what I said that I'm cool with that linebacker. You guys convinced me on it. So if any other case at linebacker, we would have to get a free agent to in the middle to do that. But if anything else would happen, I think the linebackers is the problem for this team, and I held back a lot saying that it wasn't, but because Gabe convinced me that we're good at that. But then when I heard you guys talking, I kind of switched over a little bit.
With
We'll
what?
see.
With what?
With the defense in total, I said the worst group that we have there. You know, I like the secondary, looks great. Safeties, and I was telling somebody that we haven't heard a word out of our safeties, and that's a good thing. You know, that they're doing bad or they're doing good. So Morig is doing his job, and whoever's on the other side, which is the competition, then they're battling it out their own way. Yeah, Epps has it.
Epps is the other guy.
And then I expect Christopher Smith to be in there because that was he looks a little slow, but
he had a fucking pick too. This week on Saturday, he had that shit. He read it perfectly and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He read fucking Stetson perfectly, dog. He read the route. He jumped the route and everything, but these guys just need to fucking be, when they get their hands on it, they just need to be able to bring it in, man.
Yeah, that would have been great for a rookie like the undrafted. I mean, we drafted Chris Smith, and so it would have been. I believe we did, but I really was up on Christopher Smith. I was saying that he was the highlight of that draft.
That's why I don't take too much away from Polamalu's played out, because even though it was thrown right to him, though, like how many have been thrown right to our guys, dog, and we can't fucking our defensive backs just can't catch them.
Well, he better shoot out that ball.
Well, you know what they say about cornerbacks, right? They're receivers that can't catch.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they are. The receivers that can't catch. So you know what I mean? So
it's like, that's what I mean. It's like he at least made that catch. You know what I mean? As much as he should, like, for sure, he's a professional. He should have made that catch. It was thrown right at him. Mm-hmm. But like, you see so many instances where guys are that open. I mean, and it just like they're like the defensive back. It's like, I don't know. It's so foreign to them sometimes that it's like it can hit them right in the fucking in the face mask and they miss it, dog. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, how do you miss that? Like the perfect example. Remember the Morig miss against the Redskins 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't bring it up.
we lost that game because of that.
Yep.
Yeah, because of that game. Because of that too. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like those type of plays, like when they make them and go for 6, yeah, it's easy to be like, shit, you better cut that ball and took it for 6. Shit, there's nobody there. Mm-hmm. But then like there's so many times where other times we're jumping out of our seats because we're so mad at the motherfucker who just dropped the ball on the screen, dog. You know what I mean? It's like, how did you not catch that shit? You know, like, fuck.
I was telling Lo, I go, shoot, the first thing that popped in my mind was Gabe and SC. USC go, yeah. Then I go, yeah. I'll give him a week before I start talking shit about him again. he'll fuck up. He'll do something.
See, that could be a fucking a big boost for him, man, because that's He looked like he wasn't being talked about too much either in preseason, dog, or anything like that. I mean, that shit's still, I think he still has kind of like a battle maybe to make it. But I also think he could probably make they probably might use him for like special teams.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Yeah,
that and him and Teamer.
Yeah,
him and Teamer are good special teams players, man.
Hey, brother, I'm gonna take off, man. I gotta get something to eat, bro. It's dinner
I'm
time.
probably gonna call it about. I'm probably gonna call it about 10 more minutes.
Yeah, my girl brought me food too. It's right there waiting for me. Some quesabirria.
All right, we're 2 hours in though, so that'll be the show then, because all of us need to eat. Again, sorry about the delay. Thank you everybody for joining us. Gabe, let these people know where they can hit you up at, bro.
Oh, shit. Well, right here, my channel right here on YouTube, Raider Gabe 420, and on everything, pretty much every platform, shit on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything is pretty much the same thing. You can just hit me up there, if you fucking have any questions or whatever like that, you just want to hit me up. What's up? But Wednesdays we'll be having a show for sure at 420, and then we are gonna for sure be having post game shows. Last Saturday we didn't have one because Ben was on right after, so and because it's preseason, so it's kind of goes in with the Black Saturday type. It was with the Black Saturday, but on Sundays for sure we're gonna be going live like after the game, but like right after the game. You know what I mean? It's gonna be, they're not gonna be long shows. They're gonna be an hour at most or whatever, but they're gonna be just some that just what are you feeling right after the game? You know what I mean? What are you feeling right after the game? Happy, mad, sad, whatever, dog. You know what I mean? It's just we're gonna just fuck it. You know what I mean? Win, lose, or tie, we're gonna be on there. Like last year, there's a couple of times where I was like, I'm gonna show up, win, lose, or tie, and I wouldn't show up, but I'm gonna help myself to that shit this year, dog. It's gonna be every post game. Every post game, we're gonna do it, regardless if I'm pissed or whatever, dog. We're gonna be doing that shit.
I'll be on with you. If I got a bitch or be happy, I'll be on with you. So you don't have to worry.
For sure. Yeah. We'll be with that for that. So that's it, man. We're gonna be on Wednesdays and Sundays for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's great. Thank you for coming, Gabe. Low, let them know the situation that you're in and how they can get at you to help you out, bro.
Well, I'm with these two chicks right now. I was playing. No, and I'm in a situation.
Handsomest chicks is ever gonna be around.
Yeah, they are handsome and they're hefty and handsome. No,
You're 500 pounds of lean, mean machine right here, bro. Put together.
So
go ahead, man. Let them know what's up.
Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, man. Live for about an hour on 9 o'clock. Dirty Low, IG, and YouTube. And then Sunday nights, I don't know. But as of right now, tomorrow I do have a special guest. I got the GOAT 219, Josh, is going to be pulling up. Me and Gravy are going to be there. So make sure you guys pull up to that show and be posting all that stuff by tomorrow morning. Then Thursday, I believe Raider Loon's going to be on the show on Thursday, so you guys pull up for that too. So
make that one a little bit longer, my bro. You gotta make that live a little bit longer.
We'll push it 1:30, man. We'll do it, man. But your boy gotta work, man. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna go on at 8. Maybe I should start going in.
I hit 2 hours and I didn't even notice, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, but yeah, so like an hour's good for me, bro. That's like I'm an hour in perfect. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. Yeah. It's like we get to the point real quick, and but yeah, so anyways, Sundays, Thursdays, 9 p.m. be live. So yep. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, man.
I was telling Gravy he needs give some people some wrenches so they could put like his channel out there, his channel in the chat and shit like that.
Yeah. Well, you got to figure. I mean, you guys got to realize, man. Gravy did this on his own. You know what I'm saying? We're helping him. I'm helping him. He's
for sure
trying to get all the stuff. You know what I mean? It's just a start, man. Because Gravy has a little bit more free time, and Gravy could talk ball all day. I got shit I got to do, and I'm not saying I don't want to talk ball all day, but it's like I got other responsibilities. And Gravy is gravy. So Gravy has the time to do what he got to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, Gravy's great.
I am working with some badass kids. They get on. It's like your day is not just my day is just the same as yours.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
he's
so
got the cool Kev.
you know,
Cool,
see,
cool
like no,
Kev
I'm time constricted because you have time to, you know, you can come in the middle of the day, you know what I'm saying, and I get no breaks.
I sleep, bro.
All gas, no breaks. He said to sleep.
I sleep.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll be on tomorrow night, and then Gravy's gonna be on when he's gonna be on and stuff like that. So Gravy, I'm proud of you, brother. You make me proud.
Oh, got 10 more likes for that. And much love to Gabe too. Check out that 420. It's dope.
Oh, yeah.
For
I've
sure.
always enjoyed being on that show, Dirty Low Show. It's always been a blessing to be on that show, man. We talk a lot of ball, but and we get serious with it. As long as the aliens and the conspiracies, I'm cool with that, bro.
Yeah, I couldn't even get into that, bro. Like, I'm gonna go watch all my alien shit right now while I'm eating dinner. Well, apparently I'm eating palpusas from what
I've been watching. Oh, that's good. Those are good. I've been
like the way Cool
I've been going down the rabbit hole on carb making channels, like fucking those where they fucking like they just fucking add all kinds of horsepower to channels. It's some show. It's some channel called Donut.
It's channel called Donut.
Donut. That's what it's called, Donut. But it's about cars. It's only about cars. It's about like, and they'll teach you how to like what car parts are good to get. Like if you're trying to like rebuild a car, like what car parts are good to spend actually a little bit more money on, and what parts are not. Like because they'll get two of the exact same cars, and then they'll add a bunch of like new parts to it, but one car will get a bunch of expensive parts, and the other car will get like cheap budget parts, but like, and they'll test them out like on the track and shit, all kinds of shit, and then they'll see what actually makes a difference. You know what I mean? Like what actually is like good to go spend that extra little bit of money
so
on.
Basically, like just mocking up cars and just okay.
Or they'll sabotage a car. Like the other day, they sabotaged the car, right? Like they fucking took out like some shit from the car so it won't start. And they get mechanics, and it was a Corvette Z06. He's like, if you can get it started, you can keep it. And they fucking do that shit. Like they get mechanics, and if they can start the car, if they can find out what they sabotaged on it and get it started in 2 hours, they take the car.
That's fucking dope.
It's a pretty cool channel. I fucking saw that shit. It's called Donut.
I gotta check that shit out.
Okay. Well, one more thing, real quick. Lowe's not in it, but Gabe is in it. The Raider Outsiders got a fantasy league football. The 12 players. Yep. I left the information. Me and Omar got together. We set the rules. They're basically the same as a snake draft. The draft is on the 28th at 5:00. If anybody has any disagreements with that, or it might be tough for them to do it, let me know, let Omar know, or and then the $25 thing. If you got problems with that, let us know. But the money's gonna have to be in by Halloween, so it gives you a little bit of time to save some cans and shit, too, whatever.
For real, though.
Just let us know that we'll work with you, man. Just don't let it be playoffs or something like that. Then you're not making them, and then I don't see you no more in the line. I remember that shit.
For real.
That's cold. That's cold-blooded. But anyways, I want to thank both of you gentlemen for being on my show. I'm sure we'll have more coming. Peace out, Raider Nation. Always stay up. And thank you very much.
Peace. Raider.